Let's begin by traveling back in time to the year 1945. It was the final year of World War II, a time when the entire world was witnessing dramatic changes. In Canada, wartime production dominated the economy, and the Royal Canadian Mint played a crucial role not just in striking coins, but also in manufacturing metals and other materials for the war effort. Despite metal shortages and resource constraints, Canada continued to mint 1-cent coins, and 1945 was no exception. The 1945 Canadian 1-cent coin, made primarily of bronze, might appear like any ordinary penny to the untrained eye, but there's so much more to this coin than meets the eye. It carries with it historical significance, wartime value, and for some lucky collectors, real monetary worth. The 1945 penny features the classic design used for many Canadian cents throughout the 1937 to 1952 period. The obverse, or front side, of the coin displays the image of King George VI, the monarch of Canada at that time. His profile faces left, wearing the uncrowned portrait, a tradition started with his reign. Around his image, you'll see the Latin inscription, Georgius VIDG, Rex et Ind, Imp, which stands for George VI, by the grace of God, King and Emperor of India. This inscription was common until India gained independence in 1947. Flip the coin to the reverse side, and you'll find the beautifully stylized maple leaf twig, a Canadian symbol of pride, resilience, and identity. The maple leaf design has graced Canada's 1-cent coins since 1937, and was created by G.E. Kruger Gray, an artist responsible for many of the British Empire's coin designs. On the reverse, the words 1 cent and Canada are boldly inscribed along with the date 1945. Just below the maple leaves, you'll see the tiny initials KG, the artist's signature. Now, let's talk about the composition. The 1945 Canadian penny is made of bronze, an alloy of 95.5% copper, 3% tin, and 1.5% zinc. It weighs 3.24 grams, has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and has a plain edge. During wartime, Canada had experimented with steel in some coinage due to copper shortages, but in 1945, they returned to using bronze for the 1-cent coin, which many collectors prefer due to its richer color and traditional feel. In terms of mintage, the Royal Canadian Mint produced approximately 89,111,969 1-cent coins in 1945. That's a high number, which means that the 1945 penny is not considered rare in general circulation. However, condition is everything in numismatics. Most coins from that era have seen extensive use. They've been pocketed, dropped, worn, and oxidized, and very few examples remain in pristine, uncirculated condition. Let's talk about value. The average 1945 Canada 1-cent coin in circulated condition, meaning one that has been used in day-to-day transactions, typically sells for anywhere between 5 cents to $1 USD, depending on wear, corrosion, and overall appeal. Coins in fine F12 to very fine VF20 grades may sell for $1 to $2, but the value can increase significantly if the coin is in extremely fine F40 or about uncirculated O50 condition. In mint state Ms 60 to Ms 65, which is uncirculated, with full details and original mint luster, the coin can sell for $10 to $50 or more. Now, here's where things get exciting. High-grade 1945 Canadian pennies that are graded by third-party services like PCGs or NGC and receive a Mint State 65 Red Ms 65 RD rating have been sold in auctions for over $150 USD. This is because color plays a big role in copper coins. Collectors look for three major categories: red RD, red, brown RB, and brown BN. A full red coin, one that hasn't lost any of its original copper brilliance, is far more valuable than one that has darkened over time. Let's now dive into the market history. In recent years, several auction houses and online marketplaces have seen strong demand for high-grade examples of the 1945 Canada 1 cent. For instance, in a 2022 heritage auction, a PCG's Ms. 66 red example sold for $180 USD. In Canada, that same coin could go for $200 to $250 CAD depending on demand. A PCG's Ms. 65 red coin sold for about $120 USD on eBay just last year. These prices reflect the competitive market for early Canadian copper in premium condition. While circulated versions are easy to find, errors and varieties can dramatically raise a 1945 penny's value. So what errors should you watch for? First, look for double die obverse or double die reverse errors where the design appears doubled due to a misalignment during striking. These can fetch $20 to $100 plus, depending on clarity. Next, be on the lookout for off-center strikes, die cracks, or planchet flaws, which collectors love. An off-center 1945 Canada cent with 10-15 misalignment can go for $75 plus in good condition. You may also find repunched dates RPDs, a type of error where the date was punched more than once in slightly different positions. These are hard to find but desirable. Collectors should also be aware of coins that have been cleaned or polished. Cleaning a coin removes its natural patina and significantly reduces its value. Always preserve coins in their original state. And, if you believe your coin might be valuable, it's best to have it professionally graded. Let's now talk about how to grade your 1945 penny at home. If your coin's design is heavily worn, and the facial features on King George are flattened or missing, you likely have a good G4 grade coin. If the maple leaves on the reverse have worn edges but clear outlines, your coin may grade fine. F12. If all details are crisp, King George's hairlines are visible, and there's minimal wear, your coin may be extremely fine F40 or even about uncirculated 050. If your coin has no wear, full luster, and looks brand new, then it could be Ms. 60 to Ms. 65. And it's time to consider grading it with PCGs or NGC. When selling, eBay, heritage auctions, and reputable Canadian coin dealers are excellent options. Coins with professional grading, high-resolution photos, and historical descriptions tend to attract more bidders and higher final prices. A coin in Ms. 65 RD certified slabbed condition will sell for significantly more than a raw coin, even in similar condition. Now for a fascinating bit of historical trivia. In 1945, while Canada was minting these pennies, the end of World War II was in sight. The war officially ended in September, and Canada emerged as a stronger and more independent nation. This penny, minted during the final months of the war, is more than a coin. It's a symbol of Canadian perseverance and economic resilience. Holding one is like holding a piece of Canadian wartime heritage in your hand. To summarize, while the 1945 Canadian 1 cent may seem like just another old coin, its history, design, wartime context, and collectible potential make it a cherished piece among numismatists. Most are worth under $1 in circulated condition, but mint state examples, especially full red coins or error varieties, can be worth $50, $100, or even $200 plus in today's auction market. So check your pocket change, look through your grandparents' coin jars, and who knows, you might just have a valuable Canadian treasure hiding in plain sight.